Here, have a timer. There you go. Check that out. All right, so this is Clyde with Fearcast at fearcast.net.
And this is our proverbial Chris Rowe that we've talked about so many times and heard garbled voices from on the show, but
proverbial. You're a proverb.
I'm more of an icon. So I like that.
Got a lot of religious things. Icons,
Yeah.
proverbs. Are you a psalm?
I'm a narcissist, I think. That just rounds it all.
You're a good company. Don't worry about that.
So that's good.
okay. Chris is actor, writer, director. He's also in the movie business from the distribution with VCI Entertainment.
Yes.
Amateur food critic.
Yeah. Amateur food critic. Public relations director for VCI Entertainment.
Ghost hunter.
Ghost hunter. So
And-
I'm never bored.
And reader
good-looking
really
man.
bad stories about dumb ghost hunters.
We've actually had a person that thought that she was being channeled by a ghost, and she was trying to lead us to the enlightenment. So we watched, and she walked right into a rose bush, and she was enlightened, and so were we, with all the laughter that you can imagine because we got it on video. That's what it was.
That's fantastic.
Well, at least that's not as bad as that guy who in North Carolina and the ghost train.
Yeah, our hearts go out to his family, but if you're going to watch for a ghost train, don't sit on the train track because a real train will hit you. I mean, it's...
See, I've heard that. They've been running commercials recently. I don't know if you've seen these, but on the radio they'll talk about if you don't walk on the tracks because you might get hit by a train. How do you miss that? Trains are awfully loud.
No, Clyde, you have to understand. Have you guys seen Stand By Me? And they're
Yeah.
out in the middle of the bridge. That's where the ghost hunters were.
Well, that's just dumb.
I guess Darwin's theory comes into play with ghost hunters too.
Yeah, it's a gene pool filter kind of thing. So, we try to get the best. Are you going to walk into something? You're going to walk into a grave? No, we look at all that. So, our biggest thing is, if you're going to become a ghost hunter, please don't be, a reincarnation of a prince from Atlantis from 4,000 years ago. We've had a few people apply with
See, I
that.
think I'm a reincarnation of some guy who's just not very famous
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, it's always I'm a reincarnation of Cleopatra, Julius Caesar. Why can't it be Tito the Mule Skinner?
Yeah,
I mean, I have a dream.
that would be
So,
good.
yeah.
At least you're reincarnated.
Yeah.
And hopefully you've moved up. I mean,
Better to be the Teatmans. So.
okay, we got two movies I want to talk to you about real quick.
Okay.
First one, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow.
Yes.
That has been a legend amongst the horror community for how many years?
It came out in 1981, and it was actually put on a list with bloodydisgusting.com. We love this website. It was in the top, I believe, 100 most requested films, and it was in the top 20. So, and
What was the top?
The top, I don't know. After we saw that, we just went for that one. Actually, the list is still out there on Bloody Disgusting. If you guys look at it and see it on there.
I'm just wondering what kind of company we're in there.
Well, it's Gargoyles was another one on there.
I remember seeing that
Yeah,
show
we had
too.
the Raid and
actually
everything
seen
else. So yeah, there's been quite a few films. It's films that we all remember. It's like Gator. Try it. Shady Go Team. So,
And you guys have actually gotten the rights, because I mean, it's been pirated for years, and it's
Yes.
always been a fuzzy
Arr.
copy.
yeah.
I mean, heck, I was at a convention here within the past year, and I saw a copy of it for
Right.
sale.
Somebody's sneaking by.
Well,
And they walked in front of a camera anyway. They couldn't.
He's giving signals.
I love this. The hand
That's
signal
on
mode.
four,
Let's
moving
watch
around.
this.
Okay. Yeah, Dark Knight and Scarecrow.
Okay.
It's been out on
I just wanna be
VHS, it's
funny.
been bootleg, it's been pirated, and things like that. But we actually worked with J.D. Fableson. He was the writer and the creator of it. Him and Frankie Lafleta, he's the director. J.D. acquired the rights to it, and we approached him. We had two of his other films, The Wind Splitter and One of the Missing. And One of the Missing, everybody's, if you've been to school, you've seen it. It's a nice Civil War film. But we acquired the rights to this. He had spent 2 years restoring this, and he has guaranteed, made a promise everywhere he goes, that you will not see a pixelation, a scratch, any type of degradation on this. And it's the purest that we've seen. He's even changed the quality of, I believe it was Panavision, he switched it to Kodak. The technology now is there. You can do it, make it stronger, faster, better. Yes, better. It's incredible. We've screened it in about 8 different places now, and people are blown away. It does come out September 28th on DVD. It's on Amazon right now.
I've watched you guys doing a little restoration for VCI now. It amounts to, for all intents and purposes, to bring it down to an easily consumed level.
Right.
You're taking Photoshop and you're photoshopping a frame until it's perfect, and then you're doing the next one. Now there's approximately, say, 24 of these for 1 second.
Yeah, 24 frames per second.
That's a lot of frames for one movie. If you
Yeah.
do the math, extrapolate that out.
Yeah.
And you're doing that each time, and you can't. They have to look the same the whole time. So you're going back and forth and back. Okay, we're good, and move on.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming. It's very laborious work. It looks like.
Yeah, and Photoshop is one of our realms. We have various others. We don't give away too many secrets, but it is a detailed intricacy. I mean, you have certain systems over here, you have others here, and we have a 3-team. Sometimes they'll work on one film, or they'll split it up and work it all together. But it is a labor of love. I mean, you have to take the time, frame by frame. It can be meticulous, and especially if we get something, Green Hornet, the serial from 1940,
Right.
there was actually 15 seconds. Now we're talking 15 seconds, 30 frames a second on this one. Had a gash right through the center. So we had a specialist that actually came through and combined it all back together, and he cloned certain parts on it, and it went from being a destroyed 15-second moment, and we were able to bring it back. So a piece of history that we thought would be lost, we were able to restore.
30 frames a second?
It depends.
That's
Some
almost like
are,
VHS.
yeah, some are 30 frames a second, some 24. If you're working on English ones, I believe it's 25. So we do the typical 30 frame, but yeah, it's usually 24. So.
What's your take on this? It's kind of funny. I think it's 30 or 36 frames is like what a camcorder, like a home camcorder runs at.
Right.
And that's actually more like reality.
Yeah.
But movies run at 24, and that's what we got used to. We've kind of gotten this in our heads, so that if we see something done at 36, we think cheap and fake.
Yeah, and that's
Yet
been
it's
a bad
actually more
stereotype.
real.
Yeah, and that's been a bad stereotype among the horror industry. A lot of independents now. I mean, 20 years ago, it was just the majors making horror films.
Right.
Now the way technology, you can get your notebook, you can get your MacBook, whatever, your own authoring system. You can burn them now. But the problem is the market has been flooded with so many independents. It didn't have to be good. You just got your film out there.
Right.
Well, the industry started seeing this, and it was hard to keep up. I mean, it's like hitting ants on an anthill. There's always more. It's going to flood. And nothing bad with that. It's your creative freedom to do this, and that's what we like. But you get overwhelmed by so many bad ones that the good ones that are trying to blossom out there just kind of get shot down because they see, it's video, it's cheap.
Yeah.
They do not get a chance. So,
Which is why events like this one
yeah.
are great. Texas Frightmare Underground Horror Film Festival. And that's just the ones that we know of that within a 4-hour drive. Plus there's all the other just normal film festivals that are not specialized in horror that get horror entries.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of films that come through our systems, and they hit my desk all the time. And we have a theory on, we have this kind of little template that we go through. The first wave is if you can show me a film that you're not describing 2 other films. It's like Shaun of the Dead meets Legion, and that's what it is. Like, okay, those are 2 good films. What does yours do? So are you copying those 2 and meshing it up? I mean, there's no originality in it. What's someone compared to? Or if you are going to, branch and, inspire from another idea of a great movie, how's it going to stand out? I mean, what's that going to make so noticeable that someone will care what they've seen before and see yours? So it's originality and good story is what we're asking for. The 80s, when we had a lot of, we call them schlock or whatever, whatever the industry likes to call them. You had videos going out that, there had to be a death every 15 minutes, there had to be nudity every 20 minutes. And that was the formula for horror films. Didn't matter if there was a story in it, as long as you had those 2 leads throughout it. Then someone like, here comes the bloody scene, take a shot. Everybody hoops and hollers and
That
things
sounds
like
like
that.
a party we had with Return of the Living Dead, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fun and game stuff, but the movies aren't taken serious. I mean, we're always asking, can you make a good movie without gore? Gore is great. I love it. But step above that. Can you actually make a good story? Take, for instance, George C. Scott, The Changeling. Hardly anything in there. It was all mental. We'll use Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. There's no blood in it. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 scenes, you see a tiny tidbit of blood, but it was the horror. It was the Hitchcock style. It messed with your mind. Who's the killer? What's going on? So it's the same like that we're trying to push through.
The other movie I was wanting to ask you about is Dark Story, a
Okay.
classic science fiction.
Yes. Dark Star was an original film concept done in college with Dan O'Bannon and John Carpenter. Everybody knows who they are. Yeah. Well, they did this 60-minute film, and they moved on. It was just a school project. And Jack Harris, legendary producer out of Hollywood, loved what he saw, decided he wanted to do a full-length feature. So they brought the guys back. Brian Durrell, that played Doolittle in it, he talks about the joke is that he had to keep this afro hair that his dad did not like, for 2 more years, to play the scene. They took their time and did it, and it just moved on. Dan O'Bannon was stated for a long time as saying, you take the alien ball that is in Dark Star, and that was the emphasis of Alien. So that's where he since he helped co-write the movie, he just took the alien ball and made aliens. And if you'll notice in Dark Star, there's a guy aboard, he's there with a knife doing this.
Yeah.
That also went in later in Aliens, with Bishop holding down the guy doing that, Bill Paxton.
Can you do that really fast? And that's when you grab the.
Yeah, I did that many times. Cut your finger off. So, but no, I can't do it. I tried it once, I won't do it again.